Good morning, my fellow Africans and the world at large. This is Emmanuel Kojo once again coming into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment all the way from Ontario, Canada. Today is the 20th of July in the year 2022, and the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made. We should rejoice and be glad in it. And for that matter, I take this opportunity to invite the whole world, any man or woman listening to me or hearing my voice, to join me to give thanks to God for the day that He has granted unto us. And life in general, life is beautiful, life is wonderful, life is glorious, life is God Himself flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, I am going to speak to you on the topic, life is a puzzle that ought to be understood. I repeat, life is a puzzle that ought to be understood. The human existence or our existence on this earth could be likened to a group of people that has been given newspapers or books. And within this group of people, some could read, and so they know how to hold a book or newspaper. So they are holding it in the proper way. And others too, they don't know how to read, and therefore they did not or know how to even hold a book. So what they did was they turned these books or newspaper upside down, or doing or in pretend that they are reading. As a matter of fact, both those who could read or who understood how to hold a book and read, and those who could not, all of them, to them, they were reading. They were actually enjoying the book. So if you walk into a room and you meet a group of people behaving this way, you will know that right away that there are a lot of them that are more of ignorance about how this act of reading, holding a book and reading goes. And so that is how our world is. If you get up today, right now, and you go out and ask every man about life, the person is telling you that life is very hard. He is doing everything that is ought to be done to make it in life, but it appears not to be possible. Everyone. And then as you go about asking this question, you will meet one person among the multitude who will tell you that, oh, life is beautiful, life is wonderful, I'm enjoying my life. And then you will go on, and you will realize that the majority of the people that you will ask this question will confess that life is difficult. And only a few that will affirm to you that life is beautiful. They are enjoying their lives. And so what does this scenario, what does this situation show? It shows our lives. Everything that we do here is clouded with ignorance. Only a few people have the true understanding, the knowledge about life. And that is why today our topic is life is a puzzle that ought to be understood. Every human being is here to figure things out. And if you don't know how to read, it is your responsibility to take any action to learn how to read. If you don't know how to hold a book, it is even wise to just at least question the one sitting by you that, peradventure, am I holding the book in the right way? There are a lot of ways that you can take to gain this knowledge. And at least on the surface, you'll be able to hold a book for you to begin to think of how to read it. So life as given to us we were not given a manual. We were given a life to make it work. And that is why in the book of Genesis in the Bible, we are told that God told Adam that this is the Garden of Eden I'm giving to you. Keep it and make it work, and make it work and keep it. And that garden, the Garden of Eden, is our life. Every human being is here with a life in his hand, and it's like a puzzle. Just as God didn't give Adam and Eve any manual as to how to organize his life, right from creation, an adult that was created. He never had a mother, he never had a father, but he was charged with a responsibility to make things work for himself. And that is us, every one of us. We came into this world and we have been given the command. As a matter of fact, at the beginning, nature gave a command to all human beings that create or perish. And so if you don't create, you perish. If you don't use your mind to do things, you perish. Even though all things are, you are surrounded by all things, it is your responsibility to figure out how to make things. And so even if we go into our lives, it is quite clear that wherever you will go, the people in that part of the world have their own foods that they eat. There are some of the things that we eat in common. We have them all over. It's like salt and all this pepper and all those things. But you have to come back to ask, how did we even discover? How did it even been discovered that these are foods? Yeah, that is part of the puzzle that we have to solve. So you'll see that the beginners, those who started life before we came, in terms of what we eat and all those things, they were able to discover it. No one was born with the instructions that this type of plant is pepper, this is salt, and so you have to use this and this to make food. No, no one was given that instruction, but we figure it ourselves. In the same way, no one was born with instruction in his or her hand that this is the way you have to sleep, and this is the way you have to do this. This is the way. But as soon as we come into the world, we figure things out for ourselves, and that is the entirety of our life. The basic ones are given to us, but if we want to enjoy life to the fullest, then we have to find the meaning and understand it. And how do we understand this life puzzle? In the first place, you have to come to the terms that, or you have to accept the truth that you are here to learn. And as a learner, you try different formulas, you try different methods. And so when you try this and it doesn't work, that means the formula, the method you are holding is wrong. And so you have to look for the next one. You try the next one until you discover the right one. When you discover the right formula or the right method, you eventually arrive at the right answer. And that is life. So the majority of people, the majority of human beings that are wallowing in poverty are sweating, confessing every day that life is meaningless. Why are we even on earth here? It is better not to live. It is better not to live, as far as the life that he or she is living is concerned. But the fact is, life is something that we ought to enjoy. The only thing that makes it sour or poor or painful is the lack of understanding. And as we all know, in the classroom or in our school settings, when our teachers introduce us to mathematical principles or accounting or whatever, those that are able to catch the concept behind these principles, they enjoy it and it becomes their favorite subject. As a matter of fact, mathematics is the easiest subject if you have that right perspective, if you understand how things are done, if you know these principles, it is easy in life. And so that is how we have tried it. We all try this method, we try these ways until we master it. And as soon as we master it, we pass our exams and we became, we say we are qualified. We hold this degree, we hold this qualification. And so your life too has to be organized in the same way. And in these settings, when you are learning and all those things, your teacher is only a guide. Your teacher is a guide. He is not supposed to help you. He is not supposed to work things out. Even your parents are not supposed to do that. But it is the learner that must take it upon himself to figure things out. So the idea of figuring things out is an imperative thing in our life. It's a compulsory thing in our life for successive living. The human being is here to explore. The human being is here to discover. And the human being is here to make things work and move things forward. That is the truth. So life that is organized on this basic, on this principle that we are here to explore. Therefore, my current situation, if it is not going on right, then it means I have to look for ways and means or other ways and means to make my life better. And that is you are exploring. So you look for different ways and means. You look for new methods and try it. But if you keep yourself on only one method and always trying it in ignorance, you break your back. You will get no results. And at the end of the day, you will conclude that life is painful. And that is not the truth. So when we look at the world that we live in, as I said, it's only a minority of people that really understood and still understanding how life is to be organized. The majority are not. And it is the majority that has to repent. But know that we have to call upon the minority that are making that they have to make things easy for us. If we repent and seek the right ways, all of us can achieve whatever all other people have achieved because we are born in the same way. We are created in the same way. We do all things in the same way. The fact that all human beings sleep, the fact that all human beings eat, the fact that all human beings walk, we do all the essential things the same, and we have the same type of blood and all those things in our bodies, means that we are equal. But we will not be equal in our life experience on the grounds that there will be differences upon which differences in our understanding of things. And it all comes down to how we use our minds. So, your life is a puzzle. And the only thing that you need to preoccupy in your life, yourself with in your life, is how to understand the life that you've been given and how to make it work. And so today I'm going to move you into another part of it, and that is the whole human existence is built on one truth. And the truth is that the human being is the creator of his own realities. That is the truth of it. And so every successful man or woman knows this. Everyone that has achieved things beyond the ordinary thing level that we call success knows this. We create our own realities. Therefore, when anyone that knows this find him or herself in any situation, he does not look at people. He does not look at people to condemn them or to accuse them that they are the cause of whatever he's going through. But he knows that he has the power, and by the gift of God with the creative powers, he has the ability to turn things around. He goes on to turn things around, regardless of how difficult it may be. And so that is the key to life. The understanding that we ought to gain is that you create your own realities. And that reality, it comes through the way we are made. God is in us. God is in us. And that is our subconscious mind. And it's connected to the superconscious mind, which is God's mind. And therefore, whatever you think, whatever you believe becomes your reality. Whether you have help, whether you have whatever thing that any man or woman would do for you on the outer will not change your life, except you change your mind to be in line with what the person is doing for you. So the main focus is your mind, your mental attitude, and your beliefs. Your belief system defines your life. So these are the puzzles of life. But as I'm saying, most people would disagree and even go to the length and saying that I am not being realistic in the sense that things are against us. Particularly if you look at this from the individual perspective. Most of us were born into poverty. We do not have anyone to help us for whatever we're doing. And therefore, to come to this point or to be told that we create our own reality in poverty is something that is not acceptable. Yeah, so that is how the majority of people do. But people who become awakened to this truth accept it and say that, okay, since I am creating this, now I'm going to take a different route, and that is to live contrary to whatever thing that I've been taught by society. But I'm going to embrace this new truth and go in that way and create my life. And as they go on that way, they create a life that is beautiful. And then the people that used to suffer with them turn around and say that, no, he's been favored. Oh, he was just lucky. But that is not the truth. The person has changed something within his mentality. The person has recalibrated his subconscious mind. And for that matter, things are going on. Things are getting on exactly as he or she wants. And that is the truth of life. So if your life is not as you want it, if your life is poor and sour, then you are the sole person. You are the only person that can change your life. In the same way, collectively, as Africans, if our life is something that we don't like, which I believe it is a mathematical truth, then there is no one that can help us, no one that can make it better for us except us. But we have to start it by changing our mental attitude, our mindset. There is one mindset or an aspect of African mindset that has to be forcefully corrected, or that has been intelligently corrected, and that is the belief in the proposition that we have to be helped, we need support right from our family setup. And if you ask most people walking out there why they couldn't achieve their goals, their dreams, they will attribute to their parents, their uncles, their mothers, all the family members that failed them. That that is the reason why they couldn't make it. If you go on to any level, every human being has someone to point fingers at, that he is the cause of his failure. The person didn't help him or her. But today I am telling you that it is a fallacy. Whilst on the surface this may be true, the fact is that, or the truth is that, you are the creator of your realities, and regardless of your circumstances, you can make your life better. You can change your life, and that is by using your mind and looking at things from the highest point of view. And that is by believing and living contrary to what you've been taught, what you've been fed with by society and parents, and begin to live by the universal truths and principles. And first, you have to establish it in your mind that you are the creator of your own realities based on the work of your subconscious mind and the superconscious mind, which is God Himself. And therefore, when you change things from within yourself, things will change on the outer. And from that point, you will cease from blaming people. You will cease from condemning people for being the source of your difficulties. But you see them as enablers, things that has come to push you into a path that awaken you for you to become conscious of who you are, your real self, your real potentials, and why God has brought you here on earth. That is the truth of life. So you can never be successful, you can never be rich, you can never be a powerful person by asking people to work it out for you, by asking help from people. But you can be powerful, you can be rich, you can get all these things when you take it upon yourself and begin to work on your life yourself, believing and trusting that you have something in your hand. That is your ideas, that is your dream, that is dear to you on your heart, and that is the only thing that you want to do. Therefore, you focus your attention on that, regardless of whatever thing that is happening, believing that God Himself, your subconscious mind, the workings of your subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind, the universal laws, the law of attraction, will work together to bring all the things that you need to make your dreams come true. So as you walk in that direction, you do not worry yourself about people, because you are in a race. If you are in a race and you understand what the race is, you don't care about what other people are doing. You don't care about what is happening to other people. Yours is to focus on the race and go and go and go if you really want to win. You don't worry yourself about what defines those who are standing there, whether they are insulting you, whether they are abusing you. Any man or woman that turn his attention to these people has already failed the race. And that is how our life is. People are there to say things, people are there to do things to push you, for you to go out of your comfort zone. People may disappoint you, but their disappointment is to push you out of your comfort zone. And that is for you to begin to look for the true understanding of life. And as soon as you discover it, you get a formula, you get the right formula, and you get the right answer. Your life will begin to be prosperous. Your life will begin to be great. So if you look at what we are living or the life we live in, it's like our family lines and everything, we are handing over one type of life to the other. Your great grandparents, they lived in a certain life. They lived in that mentality that they were shortchanged, they were handicapped. They found themselves there. They did nothing. And then they passed away and handed it over to your grandparents. They have practiced the same mental attitude. And now they have gone and they've given it to your parents. Your parents have practiced it and now they've given it to you, and you are also giving it to your children. No, there must be a way and there must be a point that someone has to break that cycle. And that is what we are doing now. You are a powerful human being. Whether you were born into poverty, whether you were born in a village, whether you have support, whatever, you are a powerful human being who has no limits. What you can achieve has no limit. What you can be has no limit. If only you will believe and walk in that mindset. And that is what Jesus Christ said, it shall be done unto you as you believe. It's not about as you do. He said, it shall be done unto you as you believe. So what I'm talking about here is a mental attitude that is built upon faith and determination. It's built upon the understanding and application of universal laws and principles, but believing from the starting point that by the operation of the laws of our being and the laws of the universe, the human being, by the power of the thoughts that we are given, we have the ability, we have the power to change our life. We create our own circumstances. And that is why the father of American psychologist, William James, stated that the greatest discovery in our generation, or in their generation in his days, was that the human being can alter his life or can change his life by altering his mental attitude. So what I'm telling you is about mental attitude. All the great men and women of the world that have changed the world came from the poorest families, came from some of the debilitating family lines. But at a point, they turned things around with faith and determination. And with that, they went on to be world changers. In the same way, you are born into a family that is unknown. You have your family line is what we call no name. That is fair enough, but that is not the end of it. There is a power in you. There is a principle working in and around you. And if you begin to call upon this principle in its right way, you will get it. You will do it. And so when we talk of life as a possible that it ought to be understood, it is indeed true. And that is why the book of Proverbs 4:7 says that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And in all thy getting, get understanding. To live and to be successful is understanding. And therefore, what you need to preoccupy yourself with is understanding life principles. And so most people, when they are told that You do not have to work hard, but you have to work smart. They get offended, or they look at you in a certain way, what I say it. But it's a mathematical truth. People who work hard never get anything. People who work smart are those who rule the world. So today, these are the basic life principles that you ought to organize your life on. As an African, we have done a lot of things for far too long, particularly the culture of blaming, the culture of, pointing fingers on people, relatives, and whatever, that they didn't help us. Yes, it's true. Yeah, but the fact that the person didn't help you is not doesn't mean that that is the end of it. A human being is here to figure things out for him or herself. Therefore, it is your responsibility to get up and figure things out yourself, figure out things for yourself in faith and determination. And as the Bible says, whoever asks will definitely receive. Whoever seeks will definitely find. And whoever knocks will definitely be opened. And as you do this, the universe will open doors that you never thought of. Those doors will be blown wide open for you to walk through to see the greatness that God has in store for you. And that is the truth of life. So we are not here to toil, we are not here to suffer, but we are not here to depend on other people. Yes, we work with one another, we support one another, but the people that you need to support your dreams, the people that you need to support your goals, the money that you need to, accomplish your dreams, is not in the money that your mom or dad has or your family people have, but the money is in the universe. It is your divine right for your taking. And if you will organize your life and organize your ideas and walk in faith in belief that you have the right to make whatever you wanted to do, believe it or not, that money, that help will come to you effortlessly. Doors will be open and it will come to you. This is how any man or woman that has moved the world behaved. It is a kind of mental attitude where you behave contrary to the popular view. Whatever we call popular view is never the truth. And that is why the world is full of failures. The world is full of poor people. In the sense that the popular view that we have accepted as the right way of life is rather the false one. If you want to be successful, if you want to be rich, if you want to be someone who has moved the world, then you must begin to believe in yourself. You must begin to believe and accept the truth that you are the creator of your own realities. And therefore, the only thing that you have to do in life is to control your mind and the thoughts that you entertain in your mind, and begin to mold your life from within. Begin to mold your life from within, but not from without. If you are molding and shaping your life from within, then you don't need the assistance of anyone, but you need only belief. You need only faith and determination to hold on until your thought becomes real things in the outer world. And that is why it is said in metaphysics that thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. So be wise. Be awakened to the truth. My fellow man or woman, my fellow African man or woman, whoever is listening to me, that your life is a puzzle and you have to figure things out for yourself. The very fact that whatever you are doing is not working means that you haven't discovered you haven't discovered the truth. You haven't discovered the right method. It is your responsibility to begin the search. And the search is more or less using your mind and beginning to desire, believe, and have faith. And that is what I'm sharing with you today. You are a powerful human being that needs no one's help except the help that divine has prepared for you by our arrangement, how human beings we are. We have what we call soul contract. There are a lot of people that we are not connected to in any way on the surface or in the physical body, but we are connected in spirits or at the soul level. Such people, we signed contracts with them even before we came into the physical plane. And these people are all over. And it is us to be in alignment. And as soon as we walk in this frame of mind and believing in the workings of the laws of the universe, by the work of by the work of the law of attraction, you and these people will be drawn to each other to accomplish a particular task. So even if you go back, if you come to the advanced world, you will see that most of the revolutionary ideas that came maybe started in Europe, and then somehow they are connected, they connect with each other in North America or even in Britain and then in Germany. They collaborate. They are not related in any way. They've never been, they were not even from the same country, but they worked harmoniously to give the world a better life. And that is how it's supposed to be. Move your perspective, move your understanding from where you are now to another level. And that level is what is that you are the creator of your own realities. And the forces in the universe are always ready to move you, to help you to accomplish your dreams, to accomplish your goal. If you walk in faith and determination, what you need is faith. What you need is determination, but no help, nothing from anyone. The help that you need will come to you at its right time, at its right time, in its right way. Believe it or not. And that is what you need to work on. Life is a puzzle, and only those that understands this puzzle are those that are enjoying the game. Life is a game that has to be played with complete understanding. And that is why the book of Proverbs actually calls on us that wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is the principal. Therefore, get wisdom. And in all thy getting, get understanding. The wisdom to unlock the mysteries or the puzzle of life is within your own consciousness. It's in God. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. Believe that there is a power. There is a magnificent, a powerful force around you, in and around you, flowing in and around you, through all things, that animates all things. And that power knows where you are, knows what you need, and therefore, by its own calculations, and upon your faith and determination, all other things will come in place. And that is what Jesus Christ actually gave us. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. First, organize your mindset. Organize your mental keep your mental faculty or your mental kingdom in the right shape, and all other things will be attracted to you. So that is the truth of life. I can go on and on and on and on and on, but today I am passionately appealing to anyone listening to me that we have been doing some things for far too long. Do not die with your ideas. There is something in you. There's something that God has laid on your heart. Do not die with it. But ditch the idea of help. No, I don't have help and whatever, and begin and take up the idea of faith, belief, and begin that idea, whatever you have, at its lowest level, and begin to work on it with faith, determination, and happiness and joy. You will see how fast that your idea will grow to expand to cover a multitude of people. That is how everyone that has made it, has moved the world at it. You're going to meet difficulties. You're going to make challenges. You're going to make, sometimes it will appear that all that you have created has been wiped out by one particular incident. Do not give up. Do not give up. People who give up doesn't attain anything. Quitters never win. It is those who hold on in faith and determination, that eventually wins. Holding on is not about just, fretting and blaming people. No. Holding on is keeping your mental, or keeping your mind in its right state, and believing, having faith that Everything is a process. And whatever you're going through right now, all forms part of the process. And at the end of the day, everything will be put together for a good package that you'll be given to the world. That is the truth of life. Let us cast our minds into how things are done. If you go to where those who make clothes, you see the clothes are made of different designs. They take the threads of different color from different angles, they pull them together, and then they make the design. If you are making food, you take different ingredients, you put all of them together, and then you get your food. Some are solid, some are liquid, all some have different taste. But when you put all of them together, it eventually come as one thing, as the kind of dish that you have prepared. And so that is your life. The difficulties and challenges and all that we go through are part of the process. And by the time we go through this, by the time we go through that process, at the end, you are prepared for the glory that is prepared for you at that end, or at the end of the process. So life is a puzzle. Whatever you are going through is not the work of any enemy. Whatever you are going through is not the work of any enemy. It's as a result of your own ignorance, your inability to understand how life is to be lived, how life is to be organized. Seek understanding. As soon as you understand how life is to be organized, you begin to live from your mind, and whatever is in your mind will begin to come outside. So life is a puzzle, and today I have given you a clue. And the clue is that you create your own realities. The realities are created in your mind based on what you think. So if you are living and you believe that you need help, you need this, you don't have this, you are poor, you are this and that, that is why you become. And that is why Africans, we have begged and begged and begged and begged. We have cried for help, that the help doesn't actually come, because the help cannot come from anywhere except from ourselves. This is the time that as a son of Africa, as a daughter of Africa, you will rise up and tell yourself that I am a spiritual being. I am made in the image and the likeness of God. Therefore, nothing prevents me. Nothing can prevent me. Nothing can deny me what I want to achieve, regardless of how painful, regardless of how difficult it may be. I will hold on and work on and hold on and move on in the right direction in faith and determination. That is the only way that we can move ourselves up. There are tons of things that we can turn into beautiful and wonderful things as source of improvement in our lives. And this is the time that the African has to rise up. Help or no help, support or no support, money or no money, whatever we are thinking of, it is, those things are good, but they are not the primary factor. We can actually create them. We can attract them if we have the right mental attitude, if we have the right mindset and understanding of how life is governed. Life was given to us free. No one was given a manual. Those who have made it, those who have money, the first thing you have to ask, who actually started the money? Who actually started their wealth? It started from some people, but they stumbled upon the truth and they applied it. And then they moved themselves after the multitude. So it is the time for you to move yourself after the multitude until you begin to work against, until you begin to work against all that you've been fed with, all that you've been, trained with as the normal way of life, and begin to live in accordance with the laws of the universe and begin to create from within, and let the power that God has put to you work things out from you. You will toil and break your back, and you will live on this earth without doing anything. People who struggle, people who use all kinds of means and whatever to acquire all these material things, they leave the earth and no one remembers them because they haven't done it in the right way. And the right way is what I'm selling to you. You are loaded. You are a powerful human being. My fellow African, you are a powerful human being, full with potentials and possibilities. And if you allow the presence of God, if you allow the Spirit of God in you actually work through you, you will demonstrate whatever God has put to you. Let us look at the nature. Let us look at nature. I always call on you to look at nature. Look at the trees. Where did they get their leaves from? Where did they get their fruit from? It's all from within. It comes from within. They prepare their food even from within. In the same way, you are loaded. Your riches, your success, your greatness, all the things that you are desiring or you are desiring are within you. And it is your responsibility to wake up, to rise up, to work with the forces of the universe, to work with this power within you, such that you bear the fruits of that spirit. You bear the fruits of the spirit. That is the truth of life. Peace, love, joy, harmony, abundance, all these things are your divine right. You are not supposed to beg for it. You are not supposed to cry for it. But you are supposed to live intelligently and demonstrate or manifest these things in your afterlife. That is the truth of life. So, my fellow Africans, both individually and collectively as nations and whatever, this is the time that we have to rise up and begin to organize our lives on the universal truth and principles that we are the creators of our own realities. Whatever thing that we are going through right now is our own creation based on our thoughts and our beliefs. And it is time that we begin to re-evaluate so that we begin to work towards recalibration of our subconscious mind individually and collectively as a race. And as we do that, we will recreate our lives. And once again, on that note, I would like to invoke the words of William James once again, that the greatest discovery in our days is that a human being can change his life by altering his mental attitude. Nothing is so important in the life of a person with regards to the achievement, with regards to what you will be, than your mental attitude. What do you believe? What do you think of? What are your fundamental beliefs? You are a God on earth. You are a God in an earthly body. Therefore, turn your mind, turn your eyes to the God in you. This is the truth. This is the truth. Though it sounds weird, though it sounds contrary to what you know, but that is the fact. You are a God walking on earth here. And so long as you keep on looking at others for as your source of anything, you deny yourself from the source itself, the real source, which is God in you. And so the Bible says, Christ in you, the hope of glory. And when we connect with the Christ within us, that is your inner being, your source energy, your subconscious mind, whatever name you want to give to it, your soul. When you connect with this Christ nature, then you hold the key to life. Then you understand. You will no more worry yourself about outer things. You no more worry yourself about other people, but you concentrate on yourself, living from within, emotionalizing, and brooding over all the things that you want to see in your outer life. And as you do that, the universe gather all forces to bring everything that you need into your fold. And that is a prayer answered. So that is my message for you. Once again, I am Emmanuel Kwadwo Mensah. I am a co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. And at Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about the power of the subconscious mind and the universal laws and principles that all men and women that have made it, those who have created empires, those who have developed their lives new and applied, it is our determination to raise a new group of Africans that will think and do things in a different way, such that all of us will rise up and begin to work on ourselves, applying the truth and understanding of life, that we will all create an Africa that is well developed, An Africa that is diverse, Africa that all men and women from all walks of life comes to live amongst us to enjoy the creation of the African men and women. Now, may the overshadowing presence of God that keeps the stars from falling on us and that keeps the planets in their orbits such that they do not clash with one another, keep you, lead you, and guide you, give you a receptive heart such that this message will land on a fertile soil and it will burden your heart such that you become awakened to your own true powers and to seek the true understanding of life. And that is when we all declare that Africa has arisen and Africa has taken its place in the universe. Thank you, and God bless you.